All right, music off. Sorry, guys. Today I'm trying to make something new on my setup, so that's causing some problem, actually. But anyway, so on the things that we have in here, let me see. Okay. So thanks for coming in. So we have a new friend, which is this little guy. I hope that you can see this little guy on my computer, and also on Discord as well, because I will talk to Mick, but I share my screen, so you should be able to see me and also see this little guy. Okay. So just let me know if you able to hear me. Can you say something on the Discord? Can someone type something in Discord or YouTube? Okay. Yeah, thanks a lot. So yeah, let's start. Thanks for coming in, and apologize for the technical difficulty. Every time we are trying to do some setup, it causing some problem. I hope that I can make it better next time on this part. Okay, so a few topics that we are moving onward on today. We are going to talk about what new in AgenticFlow, and then we will talk about what news in Ishi. And I'm going to walk you through like how to set up your AgenticFlow MCP server in Ishi, and also I will show you how to use AgenticFlow MCP servers to create agent and workflow as well. Okay, so maybe firstly I need to moving this to the right hand side. We need a little bit more space. Yeah, because I think we have some part in here. Okay, so first one is the office hour 36. So we are listen to your feedback. So we are trying to make something change. So we are releasing this page. We call this chain log. So in this page, you just refresh this. It will concat of all of the information that we released so far. And previously, actually, I maintain it in here in a website that we use for the roadmap and so on. But this one is a little bit hard to maintain, and also we was abandoned it like for a couple of weeks. But we believe that this is something that we need to maintain. So we decided that we move to our docs, and it will have here. We will have some improvement and fix. Improvement is like something in a new feature, and a fix something like bug fixing. You can see in figure 35, 34, 33, and below in here. For the rest, you can click on this link to understand what is previous one. Okay, so for example, like for this office hour, which is today, 20th of January, we are going to do a few things on this. One is the improvement, and second one is the bug fix. So first one, let's look into the fixes. So we have fixed a few things, but wait, let me come back to to Discord and to make sure that everyone can hear me well. Okay. On Discord, we are still in here. Why don't we? Oops, I need to change property Discord. Okay. Why it not showing the correct screen? Okay. Our screen is blurry in Discord. Wait. Let me stop screen sharing on Discord and also sharing again. Stop streaming. Share screen again. I'm going to choose screen share instead of gaming, and I'm going to pick the application. Where is it? Is it coming back now? You're able to see me, right? And I hope it's not so lagging. Okay, yeah. Let me come back to our channel on YouTube. So so we have fixed a few things during the week. So some issue like chatbot agent could not be created with one click. So what does that mean is that we go into an agent and then we go into marketplace, and there was some issue that some of the website is not having when it's one click on this one. So we fixed that one. So this area is functioning as normal. We also fixing some like tag extraction fail, some input placeholder on some area configuration. So what does that mean is that when you are going to an agent and then you are having an edit an agent, there is a config area that opening question and it's going to have some information that you can edit. Where is that? Yeah, auto suggestion. No, team share. Yeah, so this one input placeholder. So previously it was having some problem that is not following this one, so we fix this. What next is opening text display on V2, some duplicated template, and also some issue about like the MES template cannot be duplicated. So we fixed not a lot of issue that reported by community as was promised from last week. So this is something that, oops. So the OBS is not coming back. Okay, I'm sorry about that. Okay, I think I have to. Okay, come back. I'm trying the new setup. Okay, and I hope it is coming back properly. Let me know if it's having some problem. I will try not to switch screen often. Okay, learning code. Sorry, guys. Um, okay, let me repeat on it. So some issue on chatbot agent cannot be created during one-click setup. So this one had been fixed. It is on the here, which is on marketplace, that you are doing the one click in this area, and for some reason some URL is not working as expected. So we fixed that. So you can try the one click URL to create agent to any of the partner. This should work already. Okay, that's number one. Number two is some tag extraction fail on the workflow node. So if you notice that in the workflow, then we are actually having a node that name is text extraction, and you can create a workflow with that, and then you can actually add on here, and you can just say text, and it's going to have some like text extract content, like extracted. No, what is that? Yeah, extract text extract. So this node should be normal. Okay, already. So we fixed on this. So as I saw the question on YouTube, the one-click agent work with every website. So what this one-click agent is doing is actually it read the front page, home page, and also just do some configuration on that. So it will help you to create your first agent very quickly, and then you can continue to modify the rest from that. That is the meaning of that. Okay, and tag extract is this node. Okay, let's me move on. Missing input placeholder in the agent configuration. So if you go into an agent, which is on the left-hand side, which is this area, and then you click on any agent, and then if you click on review and debug and new chat, you will see that this is the placeholder. So before this one was not able to config, and I will report some bug about that. So what we did is we are fixing the issue that having here. So actually you can click on theme, and then you can just modify this one into something that you like, and this placeholder is going to change on this one. Okay, so this is the third one. Opening text not display on V2. So opening text is something like this. So when you are create a new chat, And if there is some opening text in here, which is the um, opening question, you add few questions. It's like A, B, C, D, and then you click save. And if you are preview and debug, then it was before it was broken, it not show up, but right now it show up here, A, B, C, D. So your customer will have the ability to click on this one, and it's just fast track the process of this area. Okay. Yeah, next one is there's some issue about the duplicating template result in empty agent template. So this one was referring to the marketplace. So there's some Asian marketplace in here. When you go into the details, and then you're trying to click on this download button, but it doesn't clone the agent. So we fixed that. So that should be okay now. So you should be able to clone the agent that we put on the template properly. And even like we are give you some dependency. So for example, like this agent is dependent on this workflow, and if you tick on this one, then we will also install that dependency for you as well. So you just click install, and this workflow will be piped into your workspace correctly. And maybe you still need to click on this one to solve some like configuration, like connection problem, choosing a connection and save. But actually, it saves you some step in the process. Okay, so that is the number 3, which is duplicating agent. And some the fixed issue with preventing template from being duplicated is that we are going to here, and if you already buying the MAS, then you will able to click to workforce. So we have some template here. For some reason before it was having some problem, but we fix this one. So you should be able to click on this clone, and it should work already. Okay. What else? Export data to file, produce empty PDF in workflow node. So this is also a node in workflow. So you go into the workflow, and then you go into any of the workflow in here, and you click here, and you have the export. So this is a node that's going to export the data to a file, and it could be txt and maybe some other things like .md and so on. So this one is useful, but it's having some problem before, so we fixed that. And also there's a report from I think Scotty. He also report that there's a built-in problem on the web search. We also fixed that. So all of this one is the fix of the existing sub functionality. So thanks for report since last week, and we are fixing that. Okay, so that is the list of like the fixed item. Let me go into Discord. Okay, no question. So let's me move on. So that is overall on the fixes. So let me move to the improvement. So starting from last week, I think we was sharing with everyone that we was working on a feature that named task page. So I'm happy to say that right now we have the task page available already. So it is supposed to be a display in the menu side, but we haven't put that in place. So what you can do is that you go into your workflow, and you changing this one into task. And then it will show you like all of the tasks that currently existing run in the your workspace. So for example, like you deploy some of the agent, and that agent was using by either by your team internally, or the customer that you are deploying. So you can see that the anonymous is someone that anonymous from outside external system that doing some things in here, and this one is the user, which is internal team. So we give you the holistic view of everything that happened in your project. And if you click in here, it will show you like what is the conversation, like someone say hello, and your agent is say hello again. And of course that you can using the debug feature, which is you can click on this one. It will show you like how many tokens that have been generated and used to serve this customer, and which model is we're using. So as you can see here, when I visit this one, I noticed that there's an agent that was test trigger, so which I create some times ago, and it is still open, and it can still say hello. So I can click on this test trigger, I can open that agent, and also perhaps that if I don't need something about this one, I can delete this trigger, because it was scheduled, right? It was running. So this is the reason why you will see that they some of your uses is abnormal, because you don't use that. But maybe in your project or workspace, you have some agent that having the schedule job, and it run like every day or every 7 days and so on. So if you don't want it anymore, please go here, delete and delete, and then it should not coming back again. Okay. So basically, we are going to put the task page just under here so that you can review. But for now, if you are would like to try today, you can go in here, workflow, just changing this one to task, and make sure the workspace ID is the same. Then you can should be able to see all of the current tasks that existing in your workflow, workspace and project. All right. Yeah. So for example, like create an email of qtet dot. Let me click on this one. So I will see that, okay, someone requests my agent, which is PC, to do some like create image. And I see the picture in here. Let me open this one as well. Oops, I think there's some UI bug in here. Let me open that. Okay, I saw that one. So this is good. So that is how you can keep the control of your agent. So for example, like if you have 1,000 of agent is deployed to multiple customer and so on, then uh, visibility it mean like, for example, like you go into an agent, and then if your agent is have never click never public, it's going to be private. If it public, then it means anyone with this shareable link can be able to play around with your agent. Then it's considered as public, and you can turn off it anytime. So yeah, so that is how is it. It's similar. So this is agent, but you can also doing the same with workflow. We also done a lot of like standardization, so you can easily like click share, go into here, and then turn on and turn off private. And if you turn off, then no one except your team can see or accept your agent. If you turn on, then everyone who has the link will able to chat and talk to your agent and workflow, similarly to manage agent system as well. Yep. Let me come back to Discord. No other question. Good. So anything else? Let me come back. Okay. So this is the channel out that we have today. And I think TaskPay is something that I saw that is very useful. And I hope that this is something that you can use to control your workspace, and yeah, using something that interesting. And please let me know if you have any other feedback to the task page, because we also just released it today. We test it internally, but maybe there's some bug is still later. So I hope that you can help. And you can see like in my workspace, I have like 16,000 tasks that processed with my agent already. These tasks are currently not exposed via MCP. It will be exposed in private channel to Ishi to accept. Currently, we don't have plan to accept it via MCP, because this one is quite heavy to load. Yeah, yeah. But Ishi will have the private access. Yeah, because Ishi is us. Right. Okay. Let's move on. So what else that we have today? Let me come back to this one. Okay. So I think I already mentioned like what new in AgenticFlow. So this is your location. Next time, please, if you would like to know something about AgenticFlow, what's new, go here, docs.agentflow.ai, that's chainlog. I will drop that into YouTube, and also I will drop that to Discord as well. All right, good. So let me move on to the next stage. So after this one, then what we are looking for is what new in Ishi. Okay. So in Ishi, we also are following the same pattern. So we are also having a page that we call Ishi release. And this page is going to list all of the release version that we have for Ishi. And we also, because Ishi is new, so we have the chance to make it more properly. And in here, if you go in here, you will see the different version. And this is the latest version, which is 0.1.2 beta 1. And it has some new feature, for example, like voice input. You can talk to Ishi and recording some file drag and drop. So it means you can drag a file from your folder. It will copy the path to the chat input, and Ishi will be able to reference some improved onboarding, connection troubleshooting, and bug fix. We also have the installation file as well. So you can go here and also click on this file to download and install. So this is not public to everyone. This is the pre-release, so it means it's still beta. But when it's done, then we will put it into this kind of like a green. So it's going to be the latest version. But if you have time and you would like to test, help us on this one, feel free to help here. Okay, so this is what new in Ishi. Okay, this is URL, and I will also drop it into the YouTube and similarly to Discord as well. All right, so that is it on the this one. So let me move on to the next one, which is we'll give you an instruction on how you set up an AgenticFlow MCP in Ishi, and it should be similar to the platform as well. Okay, so the first thing that you need to aware of is we have an MCP. Okay, so you go into our documentation, which is docs.agenticflow.ai. You search for MCP and click on the first link. It will show you like what is MCP is about and what do we have and why you need to use. And click on this page connecting to MCP server. So this is the detailed page that we instruct you like how to connect through ChatGPT, how to connect to Claude.ai, and also other tools, for example, like the other MCP server client, not only the official tool. So, for example, like you can have in here, you just need to know that this is the URL that you need to ensure. So you can copy this URL and then you go into your choice of the development. And what you can do is, for example, like let me switch to Ishi so that you can see what is it look like. Okay, let me go into OBS. I'm going to back to Ishi. I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to do some property and restart capture. Okay, so it should be okay. So let me go into Ishi tab just to make sure that on Discord you are also list. Okay, so you go in here and you go into MCP server, and as you can see in here, I have a few like AgenticFlow MCP and so on this one. Let me first going to remove this MCP server. Oh wait, maybe I will just showing you how to use that first. Okay, let me search. So this MCP server I already connected. I will just say hi. Okay, can you fetch my list of file agent in AgenticFlow? As you can see in here, so this MCP already connected. So Ishi will have the ability to list my agent. And it will also see like I have a few agents like test, transcribe to YouTube description, and also like the visibility and so on. So I can interacting with AgenticFlow via this MCP server if I connect it correctly. Okay. And also I would like to introduce you like the voice feature that we also introduced as well. So if you click on here, hey, can you help to fetch my last file workflow and tell me what did this? Yep. So this voice recording is using an AI model that work on your computer. So there is no data transformed to the cloud, and you can use that. Okay. So this is what I have. So okay, I asked the Ishi, and it's give me like some of the workflow, image generator, invoice, OCR, and test file system, and so on. So that is how you can talk to Ishi and also get some list. But I think we need to do something interesting, right? So for example, like we can voice with Ishi and also let it to create a workflow for us, right? Okay, so I'm going to just connect to this one and say, hi, can you help me to create a workflow that do image generation? Please use AgenticFlow built-in image generation action because it's free and it's good. And yeah, give me a link to that workflow after that as well. Okay, and I just enter. Okay, so firstly, the agentic flow going to search the node type. Okay, it has some. Okay, This is something that is search. Okay, can you use AgenticFlow native image generation? Yes, of course. So I will show you after that. So Ishi is able to create a workflow for you. Okay, it has this workflow already. So can you use it, please? Oh wait, why do I need to type, right? Okay. Hey, can you just execute that workflow? Maybe generating an image of a robot that like surfing on the beach. Okay. Oh, there's something wrong happen. Okay. Can you generate an image of cat? Okay, my English is not my native. Okay. Okay, so Ishi is going to be able to execute the workflow. Okay, and then after that, it will get workflow run to get the result. Okay, it's still running. Okay, and it's queuing. Okay, okay, it was missing the aspect ratio. Okay, so it will also update the workflow. So it notices that, okay, so after the workflow trigger, it is having some problem, and then it will know that it needs to do some fix in order to solve that. And after it's fixed, it's going to trigger again. Okay, it have the image generation. uh, can you render it in markdown for me to see it? Okay. Oops. uh, on word on today. We are going to talk. Okay, I have some problem with my recording. Okay, just to double check, everyone can still hear me or not? Because I'm not quite sure. My voice recording just dropped. Okay, so for some reason, okay. So let me move on. Okay, so there's an image that it has been created. But maybe let me show you by I going directly to AgenticFlow. Okay, so the UI that we have in here is Ishi, but actually you can just open AgenticFlow side by side, and then you should be able to see that. Okay, this is my AgenticFlow, and let me go into my YouTube channel. And it's not this screen, it's going to be this screen. Okay, I'm going to go here, I'm going to my workflow. I should be able, you can see in here, so there's an AI image generator that just have been created just now, and then I just click on this one, and I also looking into history. Okay, I saw that issue was triggered by on behalf of me. Okay, and then it will be able to create an image for me. It was sending like generate an email cat. So okay, and this is cat picture that we have. So as you can see, like that is how Ichi will learn how to use agentic flow for you. So it can generate a workflow, it can test the workflow, it can see the error because this was some missing. So let me come back into the issue, and we will review the process so that you can really have a look on how you work with it. So let's come from beginning. Okay, greeting, fetching. Okay, this fetching. So click in here. So it will hiding some step. If you would like to read that, you need to open the step. But basically, it will do some step in here, like it will shut the node first to understand what is image generation, and then it will search the least node time. So it, instead of like you learn how many node that we have, it's just like in NAN, then Ishi will know that for you, and then it will start to create a workflow. And firstly, it will quite confident, and it's going to create a workflow for you. But after that, I'm going to ask it to instead using my native workflow and so on. So after it going to finish, and I'm asking it to generate an image of cat in this area, and then let me go in here, and it starts to do something interesting, that is execute that workflow. Okay, and then it will run, it will get detail, and also it's finding some problem because our AI, I mean our engine, is going to tell Ishi that, hey, your workflow failed because image generation require an additional parameter named aspect ratio. And because you don't have that in your workflow, then eventually you will be failed. And it's going to get the detail to read, understand. It will add the aspect ratio because it's going to have the update workflow. So it will correction. It will do some correction. And then after this one, it's going to execute the workflow again, sending a cat picture. Okay, and it's going to having some problem, and it also even is solving the connection problem as well. So for example, like in here, I'm using a premium action, which is PixelML, and it was saying that it will fail because the connection problem. So it's going to fetch my workspace or project to get the PixelML connection, update the workflow with that connection, execute again, and then fetching the result. And as you can see, Ishi will give you the workflow that executable, runnable, and also even testable. And that is how you can handle on the workflow. And this is very simple workflow, but technically you can do much more than that because you have the access to here. And for example, like you can even like plus add, and you can mention all of those, for example, a folder like in here, and you can mention a chain log file, you can mention something, you give more information to Ishi so that he know like what do he needs to use in order to produce a new workflow or agent for you. Yeah. Okay. So similarly, if you are asking Ishi to create agent, it also says the same. So let me go into here. Let me create a new chat and say like I'm going to tell Ishi. Okay. Hey, can you view AgenticFlow MCP help me to create a new designer agent that can able to help me to create image when I need it. Okay. Okay, and click send. Okay, it will do health check first. Okay, it will search for a node type, get node type, and then it will start to create an agent for me. Okay, it will be Asian designer. Okay, the information is not okay. If even like having some of the part as well. Okay, so let me read the thinking process. Okay, it's going to create agent. It will have some problem, and then the suggested parameter. So it was missing this parameter because the engine tell it need this information. Then it will do some correction, and then finally it's going to create an agent designer, and this is the ID of the agent, and this is going to be set as public. But let go to my my workspace. Okay, let me switch my OBS to my workspace. Okay, let me back to my Chrome. I'm go here. I'm going to my agent, and you can see like this is the agent that Ishi just create for me. And you can click on this agent designer, and then you can actually go down here, and then you will see that in the instruction it having some prompt of the agent, and in the name and description is also help you to create that as well. So furthermore, we will teach Ishi to using plugin, MCP, workflow, skill, and so on, which is more complex. So it's also what I'm going to cover in the next one, which is the the ability to have agentic flow skill in Ishi. Okay, so let me go back to Ishi again, and also switch on OBS as well. So if you go into Ishi, you click here and you go to agent skill. Then in the catalog, you will have the ability that you see there's a first one, which is the AgenticFlow skill. If your AC is not installed yet, please do, because this is something that we are kind of like encapsulate the learning from using AgenticFlow into a skill. So let me go in here. Let me start conversation. And what I'm going to ask Ishi to do is something like this. Oops, no. Hey, can you tell me what skill do you have? Okay, I think I need to be a policies. Tell me about AgenticFlow skill. Okay, so it's going to read the AgenticFlow skill that we already create, and it will understanding what is inside. Okay, so this is a platform building AI automation. It have ability to build workflow, build agent, build workforce, and it can help to create and doing some all of this one. So we equip Ishi with some initial knowledge. So I don't have to steering Ishi a lot. So what I'm suggesting use is own way to start with agentic flow skill because it's already kind of like a best practice. And I'm going to ask Ishi to do one more time again. Hey, can you help me to create a workflow that doing image generation? Please use agentic flow built-in image generation tool. Okay, let me just add it here. Okay, it even like create a to-dos in order to create the workflow more properly. But currently you are not using the skill in order to create the workflow with best practice. Can you help me to do it? Okay, so I need to instruct it to using skill so that it will start to read. You can see. So it actually reading the best practice that we already instruct that, so that it's going to be better, at least from my perspective, because it was using the information that we are crafting, and you are able to also you can modify this skill as well in order to modify. So this is going to be the continuously involved process where we will continue to upgrading this agentic flow skill to teach Ishi or another AI agent and the ability to using agentic flow more properly. And I think you can also help us to try on your side and test with the real scenario that you currently have. And if you're finding some any problem, please let me know. We're also having on that one. Okay, I think there's some it have been stuck in here for some reason. Let me stop. Uh, you were stopped for some reason. Can you continue what you just do? Okay, I think it's were wrong. Hey, you try again with agentic flow skill. Okay, so now is making harder. Okay. Okay, it read. Okay, maybe it's take a bit more time. Let me go to Discord if you have any other question. Okay, how you can connect NCP connection to AgenticFlow on EC? Okay, will the ML connection will run out of context? How will EC handle that? Okay, let me answer the question from Scorpio yet. Yes, we do have the contacts management. We actually having a feature named Compact, but it is not making available yet in the desktop app. So we will able to make that. For the some of the tool, for example, like Cloud Code, they will do auto compact and so on. We are thinking that we also can do the same in a future version of now. What the Canvas skill do? So this is a Canvas skill is actually an official skill from Anthropic. So technically, what you can do is, for example, let me go back into here. Let me go back into that as well. Let me go into github.com and go into skill. So this is our catalog of skill, which is open source. You can also check. So this skill is what it does is that it helping people to do some certain things. You can click on Canva design, and then you can also click on this skill.md. It will go into create a visual ad in PNG or PDF using design, and it's going to trigger on this area. So this is official skill from Anthropic. We just fork this skill on when they are launching. So you can also read further on this skill to have. So in this repository, we only add a few. For example, like AgenticFlow skill, we add a notebook LM. Wait, where is that? Wait, yeah, we will also add a notebook LM skill, and we also make some docx or PDF or PPT or even like skill creator, make it available. So this is open source. You can also check in here. Okay, so the skill in here of Ishi and also the skill in here is going to be the same. So if you would like to have your agent on AgenticFlow to use skill, you can also click in here and click add and just drop the zip file of the skill in here, and your agent in AgenticFlow will have that skill as well. So the workflow that I would recommend is you use Ishi to test a skill, and if it's working for you and you would like to make your online agent in order to do this one, then you can upload it here. So the question from Sian is, does it make sense to upload as many skills as you might want? Yes. So actually, skill is a better way of teaching AI to do certain things. Skill is going to be very specific. So each skill should have like very detailed, like what it does, and you can actually add all of the skill in here, and you can only explicitly say to the agent to use skill, and then it will trigger to read more details. So it will not read everything because it's going to be overloading the context of agent, but because of the way that skill was designed, it actually having a little better in context management. So what mean by context management is that, for example, like let me go into the Canva design skill again. And if I click on the skill.md, so originally the agent only see this area, the name and the description. So it's mean if you're adding 20 skill, that's okay. Because it's like only like 20 to 40 line of text, that's okay. The agent will not see all of this information. That's really long. And only when you are explicitly tell it to do, or it finding in the conversation that we should using this skill, then it will start to use that. So it will be very effective of the context management that currently every company actually is adopting this one. You can see the agents skill.io. Yep. So this is a standard, and this actually becoming standard that defined by Anthropic, and a lot of company like Code, Cloud Code, GitHub, Gemini, Open Code, everyone is adopting this standard. So MCP and skill should happen in parallel. MCP is providing as context, a connector, and skill is providing as a like a number of two. But for MCP, the downside of MCP is that it will a lot of like overloading the context. So if you go into the workforce, you will see that there's a, oh, the video is not here anymore. Wait, AgenticFlow AI pre MES pre order like this. No. Yeah. So if you go in here, you will have a video that I explaining why the context is important, and also the MCP itself is very context overloaded. So it can actually populate it. For example, like your Opus have only 200,000 token, and if you only add like 20 MCP tool, it already occupy like 30%. You do nothing, and you lost 30% of your context. So it's kind of like a short-term memory of your agent, and your agent is going to have very a short amount of time in order to do some work. So it's not good. So my suggestion is you should use MCP very wisely. Just turn on the one that you really need. But for the one for skill, because actually you can reference MCP in skill as well. So it means the agent will trigger an MCP tool if skill mention it. So it is depend on how we are having here. So let me give you an example. For example, like this is the skill that using an PPTX. In this skill.md, actually they are saying like, hey, you need to create some of the run some code, read this file, and do some principle in here. So similarly, you can actually describe in your MCP that you should using MCP. So let me give you an example. In AgenticFlow skill, you go here in our skill.md, you see that we describe to Ishi that this is a comprehensive guide. This is the workflow, agent, and workforce. You can click on workflow overview, agent overview, and workflow overview to read more about this one. And in case that you would like to read more and so on, you can actually click on reference, and I go into workflow, and you will see like how to build. Like we also even like give some input schema, how to use node type. Like we also tell Ishi that you should use MCP tool to discover node. So instead of like Ishi to finding out by himself, he just need to read our skill.md, and then we'll be guiding how to use this properly. Okay, it can find node, it can add node, it can wiring this together, it can update by using AgenticFlow create workflow and update workflow and quick checklist. What do we need to do and so on. So skill is the future. If you are building agent today, learn how to use skill. And both Ishi and AgenticFlow is support MCP and skill. They are two things that totally different for different purpose. You should use MCP very careful because it's contact overload. You can use skill in order to more contact efficient and teaching the agent better on this area. Okay. All right, so where we are, let me come back into Escalus drawer because I think there's some question. Let me go back to Discord first. Okay, if Ishi can be connected to any MCP other AgenticFlow, standalone skill can be added. Yeah, of course. So let me go into to this area. Is that let me back to Ishi. Okay, go back to Ishi. So I will answer your question first, and then I'm going to open the add new MCP server so that everyone can learn on Maxell. Okay. So firstly is that we can browse all of the available skill, or we can upload a zip file. So this zip folder is actually same with the zip folder that you are finding of any skill on the internet. You can just upload this one, and it's going to be installed in the agent skill. And if you restart the app, the Ishi will be able to see that. Similarly to AgenticFlow MCP server, then you can actually adding a lot of other server as well. So let me give you an example how you add an MCP server into Ishi. Okay, you click add a server. And then in this area that you will have give it a name. So I'm going to add one of the MCP server. Icon is AgenticFlow documentation. Okay, so where you find this AgenticFlow documentation, let me go into our web page. Okay, so you go into our docs.agenticflow.ai and you click on this area. There will be an icon that say connect with MCP. Just click here. It's going to say copy. So this is an URL that will lead you to access the AgenticFlow documentation. Okay, so I'm come back to Ishi now, and I'm at here. I will paste here, and I just say AgenticFlow git documentation. Okay, and I just click add, because this MCP does not require me to do any authentication. So it's going to be added in here. And that's it. Okay, you can turn on and off. But I will check here. I will start conversation. I will say, hey, can you fetch the list of tool or agent documentation? Okay, you can see it's saying AgenticFlow documentation search. So it's using the new MCP server that I was creating in order to retrieve the information. So instead of like it using the website to fetch the information, it's using the native AgenticFlow documentation MCP server that we create. And it's actually fetching the more correct information, all of the tool, API, documentation. And I even can ask it, hey, can you tell me about the latest changelog? Okay, it will search my documentation. Okay, it give the URL back and it's using web fetch to get the data. Okay, here's what new, which is today, new task pay, a lot of fix, and the reason last 2 months what we did. That's it. That's how you add an MCP server into Ishi. That's how it is easy. Okay. So again, let me come back to connect provider MCP server again. Let me delete my AgenticFlow, which is the most important, right? So you make sure. Let me just remove this one first. Remove. Okay. So I don't have it anymore. Let me come back into my board. So this is how you can add an AgenticFlow MCP server to Ishi. Firstly, you go into docs.agenticflow.ai, you search for MCP, click on this one. There will be a page. It's explaining what, explaining why, and what you can do. Click on connect to MCP server, and then copy this URL. Copy. Go to back to Ishi. Click add server. Paste a URL here and name it AgenticFlow MCP. In here, you have two ways to authentication. The easy way and also the raw way. So normally we would like you to be easy. So you just need to paste this one and click add server, and then you just one click to authentication. But there is some problem with Windows. So Windows application is actually prevented work to do. So we add some custom header in here, but I'm going to go through that later. Okay. So if you have no problem with like Windows antivirus or something, then you just click here, you click add server. And in here, it on first time, it will tell you, I need authentication. What you need to do to click on this URL. So let me open that website so that I will show you like how it's going to look like. Okay. I will click on the icon. Let me switch into the board first. Okay. This is the new website. Okay. I will click on the icon, authenticate. Okay. It will open a web page like this one. Connect AgenticFlow MCP to a project. Let me make sure that everyone can see that. Okay. You can still see this one. Okay. And then you will click here, click on general, and then click authorize. it will say authorization successfully. And then what you can do is go back to Ishi. Then it will turn out into connected. And that basically done. So you can start conversation. You say, hey, please do health check on AgenticFlow MCP. If it can do health check, it should be already done. It's clear. So you can do the same. So this means it's already connected successfully. So this is the method number one. I call it the one-click method. So it's easy to everyone. But I know that I received the report from many members that saying we have Windows problem, we cannot connect. So what we do? So we developed the new version, which is available on new beta version. We will release that. It will allow you to bypass the information. Okay. You can click on this one. Let's remove this MCP server. And then click add MCP server. Same, just paste the URL here. Let's say AgenticFlow MCP 2, okay? And instead of like doing the other, please click on add and then adding the header, okay? And what you can do is that you follow our documentation, okay? I will open my documentation and I will show you step by step. Okay, this is our documentation. You scroll down, just bypass the ChatGPT, bypass Claude because you're not using Claude. Just go into the bottom, okay? And then you will need some information. You need your AgenticFlow key, you need your workspace ID, and you need project ID. So these three information, okay? Three information. Where you get it? You can get it by login into AgenticFlow. You click on your avatar, which is this small icon, and then there will be two buttons that say copy workflow ID, copy project ID. Please copy these two first, okay? I'm going to do it by my side. Let me go into my AgenticFlow.ai. I will click on here. I will click on this small icon. I will copy my workspace ID. Okay, workspace ID is connected. Okay, let me come back to Ishi. I will paste here. Oh, I need to have the name of this one. Okay, so let me come back into to the instruction. Let me read further. What else do I need in here? Okay, I need some of the so we need to add these three information. Okay, the authorization, the X workspace ID, and the X project ID. Because I already copied the workspace ID, so I will just copy this red information, copy, and then I'm come back to my Ishi. I paste here. Okay, I need to add two more because we need three information. Next one, let me go into Ishi again, to documentation, to Ishi again. I go into this one. I will click here. I copy project ID. Okay, let me come back to my Ishi again. Right click here. Okay, so this project ID value is already here. I need to copy the information that was mentioned by the board, which is this information. This red information, X project ID, copy this one, go back to Ishi again, paste here. Okay, 2/3 done. The finally is the authorization. So how you give the key access so that Ishi can actually using this information in order to connect to AgenticFlow without having go through the one-click problem. Okay, then you will go into the AgenticFlow. Okay, let me switch back into my workspace. And then I need to go here. I need to go into API key. I need to create this one. I would say EC2. I create this key, I copy this key, and then I'm going back into my issue. I paste to the value, paste here. And in this one, I'm going also going back to the instruction that we have. And I see that this is the last item that I need to copy, header. Paste here. Okay, it's a bit tricky, but it's quite straightforward. I hope that you can use the one click because that is easy for everyone. But if you cannot, this is how you do it workaround. Okay, and you click add a server. Okay, so it should be okay. Let me go back here. It should authenticate, right? Okay, click authenticate. Okay. Oops. I think wait lah. Let me just start conversation first. Okay. Please do health check on AgenticFlow MCP. I think it's not connected yet. Wait lah. Why? Let me connect. No, it should be. Wait. Okay. So with this key, I will just connect into. Okay. Let me do it again. So we have the key already, and then we should be able to connect to that project already. It shouldn't have to be this way, but for some reason it does. Oh. I think the UI is having some issue with this because we suppose do not need this step. It should connect automatically. Well, what happened? Okay, I think there's some problem with this one. Let me remove it and do it again. Let me add a server, and also I will click on the JSON. Let me do it one more time. Okay, I'm going to go here. I will just copy paste from here. Copy. And then I'm come back into my issue. And I'm using the second method, which is a JSON paste. And in here, I need to filling in some information. I understand now. I was wrong because the information that I paste is the key, but I was missing this area, which is mirror something. So what I need to do is I need to replacing this key in this area only instead of like making the full replaceable. Okay, so let me come back into this one and I take another key. Let me create a key. I say ishi 3. Click create. Copy this key. Come back to ishi. And I'm going to replace only this area. Okay, copy from here to here, delete, right click, paste. Oops, I think I make something wrong. Okay, paste here. So make sure that this double quote is okay. And then workspace ID is the same. Come back to this area. Come here, click on here, copy workspace ID, come back to Ishi, paste, and project ID, copy, copy project ID, come back to Ishi again, copy here, paste, okay, and click, wait, I think I need a URL. So the URL is the URL that we was reading in the documentation, which is this one, this URL, copy it, come back to Ishi again, paste here, and name it AgenticFlow Connect, the hard part. Okay, click add server. Okay, good. I was wrong because I was missing the some character. So make sure if you're watching this video again, make sure follow step by step. Okay, so it's so connected. I'm going here, start conversation. Just say, health check my AgenticFlow MCP, please. Can you check? Oh my god. I hope. Okay, let me come back to Discord. There's some error. Let me do one more time. List MCP tool you have for AgenticFlow. Oh, what happened? What is the problem? Thanks, Joseph. I just saw it now. Wait, what happened? I think I did something wrong. Let's disconnect. Okay, let's remove it and do it again. Maybe I was just not making something wrong. I just do it AgenticFlow MCP, very simple like this. Okay, I paste here. I will do a left here, and I just put a JSON, which is this JSON, and then the bearer is this. Copy this key, create a new key, EC3, EC4, create, copy this key, replacing this one, and then workspace ID, come here, replace, copy workspace ID, copy project ID, and S7. So the only thing that changed from this one is I do not using any special name. I just make it very simple. I think before I was so excited, I put a very long name. Okay, AgenticFlow. I will just copy this name. I say test health this, please. Okay, it worked. So be careful when you are naming the MCP. Maybe don't use space, just using a normal name like what I do. Okay, you learn from my mistake. Okay, I spent 5 minutes to fixing this problem. All right, so it's me. With this one, we are not spinning up a new connection in order to connect into our one click. So I think it's going to solve the problem of Windows. So maybe Scorpio, you can test and try again with that. All right, get me back into my Discord. Wow, today is really long. Okay, and in this one, okay. So, but last but not least, I would like to show you something. So this is about this little guy. Okay. So the reason I'm showing you this little guy is that this little guy can be controlled by Ishi via an MCP server as well. So I'm going to show you. You see him start to waving. Okay. So I'm going to go to Ishi again. I set a new chat. Hey, can you? I would just say, hey, can you using Richie Mini MCP server and let him say thanks everyone for joining our office hour today. And I know this is have been 24 minutes late, but everyone's still here, and I'm really appreciate. And we hope that we can see you next time. Oh, I think. Hey, can you say hi to community using Richie Mini MCP server? Thanks everyone for coming, even 25 minutes late. Okay. And I'm going to send this. Okay. Fetch list. Oh, I think I need to turn it off and on again. Off and on. Okay. Okay. I think this guy is starting to.
Thanks everyone for coming. Even 25 minutes. Thanks everyone for coming today. We really appreciate you taking the time to join us. Even if you're running a bit late, being 25 minutes late is still showing up, and that's what matters. We're excited to have you here and ready to dive in. Let's make this a great session together. In the next office hour, you can expect Ishi to dive deeper into automation workflows and file organization at scale. We'll be showcasing how to bridge local file systems with cloud-based processes, demonstrating real-world use cases for the glass box philosophy, transparent, deterministic interfaces that put you in control. We'll also be exploring advanced features for batch processing, smart file categorization, and integrations with AgenticFlow. Stick around and bring your toughest organizational challenges.
All right. I think that's it for today. Thanks everyone for coming in. And we cover a lot of topics related to MCP and server. I hope this documentation and also process is helpful for you. And we will continue to work through on this one and say goodbye. Okay.
Thanks again for joining us today. We hope you got value from this session. See you next time. Take care.
Sure. Yeah. Thanks a lot. Okay. Have a great time. Bye bye.